she's getting up here now. There's some other media traveling. I wonder where they are. Hey, how are you? Tim, go out there and get Eric Lindsay. Just go ahead. He's probably looking for me. Tell him I'm here already. Nice. It's good.
Found two of them. We're missing one. AP and
I got one more.
AP.
Okay, that's all right. What a, it was to see the fans down here, and they go through a practice. I asked them to raise their hand if they'd ever seen one of our practices, and they all were like, no. I said, well, you got to add about another hour to our normal practice, but that's the pace of the practice, and that's how these kids are challenged, so it's pretty good. And then to be able to have them each take a picture with the team, I think, again, you know, for them to make an effort to be here and be with us for a few days is good. And we've had two good practices. It doesn't mean we'll play great, but we got a bunch of guys in a great frame of mind about playing for each other, about, you know, being more about their teammate than themselves, yet being responsible for themselves. And what we're trying to do is have them develop the habits they need to win. And it's each individual and it's our team to develop those habits. So it's been good. Yes?
John, each year you tend to bring in a group where you have to, that has always been the highest score in individual. Not here the ball. Particularly quicker than some of your others.
Well, when your guard play is at the level of this guard, even though they're young, they share, they have the ability to score, but they're not worried about it because they know they can when they choose to. And then they just know through the recruiting process, you're not going to shoot 30 times a game here, 25 times a game, you're not. You're probably going to get, if you're our best players, 13, 14, 15 shots. So make them good shots. And if you're the guy taking the most shots, 13, 14, 15, you don't take bad shots because those shots belong to the other guys who accept that they're not going to take as many. But you're talking about 6, 7, 8 guys that, you know, are doing it. And then we've got some guys that, you know, got to shoot better. You know, Dom, who had 9 assists and 1 turnover, just got to make some open shots. And the same with De'Aaron. But I think all in all, they are a team that shares. They are a team that plays for one another. And, you know, they play hard. I mean, we compete. Even in this setting, we compete.
John, how's that?
He's fine. It was a butt bruise is what it was. So the MRI came clean, and which meant it was like a thigh bruise. All right, now that I know what it is, let's go. Enough. It's a thigh bruise. Now, it was a deep one, and it was, you know, he had to miss a couple games. But at this point, let's go. And he practiced yesterday. He was ridiculous yesterday. Really was. And then I was saying, how in the world could you not play in a game and then the next day practice like you just did? So here's what I said to my staff. And all these kids, you know, there's a fear hanging over them that what if something, like if you don't know what that is, you probably take games off. After he knew what it was, the MRI and the other, he's fine. But I don't blame him. I mean, I trust a kid when he tells me I'm not feeling like I can go, and then don't go. We'll figure it out. Just hope that someone doesn't play real well and take your spot, because that could happen too.
What about Derek? Looked like he was fine as well.
He shot better yesterday than he has in a month with the bad thumb. Looked like a sniper got him during the game. And then the next day, he's making every shot, so I'm not sure that, but he's fine.
So you saying you got a couple drama queens on you?
No, I don't, but I just think that, again, not knowing what it was, if you've ever had like a strained thumb, and then anytime anybody touches it, it's awful. So I don't blame him, but I laugh that maybe they're tougher than we think, that they're playing through stuff. Like Derek said right after the game, I'll be good. I said, are you okay? Doc told me there was nothing there. They did the x-ray. He's fine. Are you okay? How bad is he? He said, no, I'll be ready. So, they may be tougher than we think.
How did you get this game together?
Well, look, I say it all the time. We're doing something that's never been really done before. And every team is so young. You can't go play 3 and 4 tough games early in November. You just can't do it. Now, other people can do it. I'm not saying it's bad, but I do know there's some teams that have got caught now because they have young guys and they're playing in those events. I don't have anything against the event. I've done it my whole career. We played in Maui, Rainbow. I coached in the Alaska Shootout twice. We've been everywhere. But I am now coaching all freshmen, and the teams we have coming up now, Arizona State, UCLA, Valpo, North Carolina, Louisville, Kansas, we're playing them all. We're just not playing them November 15th. So to be able to come down here, I'd like to do this every year, to come down and play a team that gets our fans that want to travel, do what this group of fans did. They traveled, they get around the team, they watched us practice, they took a team picture. So no one who can take a picture with our team except the fans that came to this trip. So, I think that makes it kind of neat. And we get to travel a little bit, which is good for them, but not at the expense of trying to play 3 games back to back to back against teams. We're just not ready to do that yet.
How did you guys come up with the idea of the team photo with the fans?
Well, anything that we could do to make it special for the fans that made this trip. The open practice, they all sat through. They've never been in a practice. Now they know, and I said, but you got to add an hour. This was an hour and 15 minutes. You got to add another hour. And so that part of it, and then the other part of it is, it took us 15 minutes to take all those pictures. Come on. What's the big deal? So we did it. I'll go out here in the hallway because I tried to stay away so they're not, just taking me by myself and then jamming up the pictures. I wanted everybody to get a team picture, but I'll go out now and sign autographs and do what I have to do. I just wanted to get the team out of there. That's what I was trying to do.
Cal, it seemed like during that practice there was a lot of things you were happy with. You stopped to criticize some, but it seemed like you were pleased with the way they were getting some of that stuff down.
Yeah.
Are these guys picking up what you're saying?
I don't have to use the board as much. Really a smart team. Some of them quick thinkers, like Malik Monk. We got in a huddle and I said, okay, we're going to run this triangle out of bounds on the baseline. And he goes, zone or man. So he's thinking. Some other guys don't think as fast, but they're smart. But you want quick guys that can move on a dime mentally, not just physically. And I don't have to use the board that much. I can say, okay, here's what we're running. We're going to look for that back screen and slip quick. Everybody know, fine. That's unusual. Coaches will tell you, normally you don't trust just talking. You want to do a board. But the best thing I can do is have them nimble mentally where they can move around. And that means we can play randomly, whether it be zone or man. And you saw, my expectation tomorrow is they'll sag in a man or they'll play zone. That's my expectation, but we may not be ready even though we did it for 2 days. It doesn't matter because, again, we're talking all young players. But like I said, I was when you're coaching 17 and 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, they need affirmation too. You have to correct immediately. You can't wait. You have to correct immediately to let them know it's not, you can't do that. But you also need to affirm immediately. when they're doing good. I'll stop them probably more when they're doing good, or at least say something when they're doing good. And if I have to say, get on them about something, I may raise my tone. But that's how I coach in practice. There's not cussing, and there's not headbutting and kicking. And yeah, when you have talented, extreme talent, that is smart and are great kids, why do I need to be that? Now, if they need me to be that way, I will. I've been that way at different points in my career. But if they don't need me to be that way, why? Just so I can be that? This is about them, not me.
How do you think their guys would handle it, John, if Arizona State or a future opponent slows the game down, keeps you guys out of the lane more than you like, and it's a grinding
Yeah,
game?
well, we need to see it. I mean, and the other thing I told the fans, we need to be in a close game, and they're like, no, you don't. I said, you don't understand. We need close games to see, all right, who and how do we finish a game? Who do we finish with, and how do we finish? Who can make the play? Who cannot, absolutely not be in the game? But until you're in a close game, you don't know. So we don't want to be, and somebody said that first time since 47 that these kind of scores and this and this. Believe me, I don't want these kind of scores. I want this game. I want the other team. At times, I like us to shoot 32% and win. Like, just god-awful, can't make a shot and still win the game. It's important for them to know you don't have to make every shot to win a game. So this is a long season. We're 5 games, how many games have we played? So we're 6 games in. How many? We got 24, 25 before tournament play. I mean, and throughout those, they're going to be tough games. There'll be overtime games. There'll be games that we'll win big. There'll be games that we get down 10, 15, 12. I want to see that too. All right, what do we do? The greatest thing about college basketball is you can lose games and still win a national title. I mean, you can lose back-to-back games and still win a national title. The whole thing, the whole season is about learning. The difference is you're coaching at Kentucky. They want you to win every game by 30, 28. They'll give you 27. And they want you to win every game. And I don't deal with it. Like, I don't respond to it. I just know that's how it is. But I just need to keep learning about these guys. Who can make a foul shot late? Who can be a thrower in late? Like, you would act like, well, that doesn't matter who throws the ball in. Oh, it does matter. They're pressing. Who do I want to be throwing that ball in? Or a side out late. Who don't I want? Oh, my gosh, sub them. Hurry up. Get them out. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are different players for different reasons, and so we'll see.
Guys, 2 more tomato players here.
Coach, I want to ask you real quick, what does Atlantis mean for your program? I got to ask this for my PR guys. In terms of being down here, you were here 2 summers ago. Why is this place special to you?
Well, there's 2 things, and especially now that the facility, the court's within the facility. I mean, you get down here, they eat until they can't eat anymore. The setup is great. It's all self-contained. It's 2 hours from our campus. It's a 2-hour flight, and we're in another world. And so when we did it in the summer, I want to do it not this coming summer, the next summer again. I want to do get 3 FIBA teams to come down here and play us. This time, I think we'll get even better FIBA teams than we did last time because the word will be out of what it is. The other thing is I'd love to play down here every year. Let's get an opponent and let's come down and play and make it an annual thing that we can do, not every 4 years, every year that we can do it. And the Atlantis has been so cooperative with us, and it's a win-win. They know we're going to travel. They know TV's following us. It's a win-win for them. But believe me, if it was a win for them and not for us, it would not be here. This is a win for both sides.
This is an energy that's a little bit unique with the low ceiling, the ballroom. Does it take adjustment for guys to get used to that? And how do you like the setup?
I think it's fine because of the lighting. The lighting's probably more important than unless the ceiling's 22 feet. But it's, unless you're kicking a football, a punt. I mean, I don't think you're going to hit anything up there, but, I think, again, The lighting is great, the court is great, and other than that, it's kind of like Rupp Arena. Our locker room is unbelievable. The court, woo! But we never go upstairs. I never go in the hallways. I never go in the bath. I don't even know what a bathroom looks like in Rupp Arena. But I do know this: our locker room is really nice, and that court is really nice. And now the lighting is great. That's the only thing, the players and the coaches. So I would tell you that, you know, I don't know the entrance, how it's going to be. I don't know any of that, but I do know there's great lighting, the court's fine, and all that we need, that's here.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Got Michael Mulder and Isaac Humphries for you.